Okay, YouTube, this is it. Let's go. One Piece, East Blue, Volume 1, a Shonen Jump manga made by Ichiro Oda. Here we go. Volume 1, Romance Dawn. We're doing this. Okay, here we go. Chapter 1, Romance Dawn. Let me get my narrator voice. Gold Roger, king of the pirates, had achieved it all. Wealth, fame, power had all been his. Not surprisingly, the final words he spoke before they lobbed his off his head inspired adventures throughout the world to sail the seas. So the famous openings of One Piece. And of course, we have Roger on the stand, about to get his head lobbed off. And if you're new to One Piece, then this is really new information for you. So, on to the second page of the very first chapter. And we have Luffy, Nami, Shanks, and all of them celebrating. They're wheeling their arms in the air. And it says, Chapter 1, Romance Dawn, the dawn of adventure. Okay. So, what I'm looking at right now is village, of course, or a small harbor village 1 year ago. A pirate ship made its village at its base. And we finally get introduced to our first pirate crew, the Red Hair Pirates. And then Luffy, standing on the deck, holding his knife out. He's like, arg. I cannot remember the last time anybody in One Piece made an actual pirate reference. And he's really fed up with how, like, they're making fun of him. He wants to show them how tough they are. So he's gonna stab his eye. Well, not directly stab it, but like directly stab it underneath his eye. And that's where he gets his famous scar from. And he did it, and and the Red Hair Pirates are really shocked. So after that incident, we cut over to the bar. To be specific, Makino's bar. Makino is a girl who kind of raised Luffy, was Luffy's friend. And the Red Hair Pirates, if you haven't noticed, is a pirate crew. The first pirate crew we get introduced to in this series. So they're toasting to Luffy's bravery. I cannot believe I'm doing this. Okay, and he says it didn't hurt him. And Shanks like, Shanks, Red Hair Shanks. The very first chapter. He is the captain of the vessel of the Red Hair Pirates. The ship, we don't know the name of, but he is the captain of the Red Hair Pirates. Or red-haired pirates. So, like, Luffy wants to be, he's like preaching, I want to be a pirate. And Shanks is like, ha, that's impossible, you're a kid. And then Luffy starts arguing with him, and he says how his punches are strong as pistols. On to the next page. And Shanks, of course, being like, pistol, okay. So he's just like, yeah, no. And they're saying, oh, like the Red Hair Pirates are like saying, oh, calm down, Luffy, we're here to have a good time, you should cheer up. And, like, they're saying how the seas are a great time and they're full of explorers and islands. And Luffy's just like, whoa. And Shanks is like, quit filling his head with ideas, guys. And then one of the guys is like, come on, Captain, let's bring Luffy along. And he's like, oh, sure, but one of you have to stay behind. And they're just all like, sorry, Luffy. And he's like, why? And of course, Luffy's mad. And Shanks points out the obvious. Luffy's just a kid at this point. I think he's like 5. No, he's 7. He's somewhere around there. And Shanks gives him a milk, and he starts drinking it. And then Shanks makes fun of him for it. He's like, a pirate wouldn't drink milk. And then Luffy gets mad again at Shanks. And then, of course, the vice captain, Ben Beckman, just points out, like, Luffy, the captain's just doing what's best for you. You know, the sea is a vast and dangerous place, you know. You're just a kid. And he tells him how there's dangers of the sea as well as explorers and great times as well. So Ben Beckman pointing out the obvious. Of course, Luffy doesn't like what Ben Beckman's saying because Shanks is making fun of him, calling him Anchor because he can't swim. And then we finally get introduced to Makino, the proprietor of the tavern, so she's kind of like the owner of the tavern. And Shanks says, I love making fun of this kid, and like Makino is welcoming Shanks and his crew, and she doesn't mind them being there. You know, even though they're having a fun time, they're being respectful, they're not throwing drinks everywhere, they're keeping it nice, they're just cheering. So they're giving respect to Makino as well. And then Luffy orders something to eat to Makino, he bribes her, he's like, put it on my treasure tag, you know. That out of the way. And then Luffy starts eating on a piece of meat, and he asks Shanks how long will he stay in, on this island. He says after 2 or 3 more voyages. So Shanks is going to be here after a while. So, with that being said, I'm just skimming through the chapter. See how many pages I got. I got quite a few, and I only got like a couple of minutes. Yep, I got a lot of pages to go. Okay, so let me speed things up, shall we? So Luffy says he's gonna swim, it's his commitment, and then mountain bandits come to the bar. They come charging in, they say, hey, give me beer. And of course, pirates being pirates, they drank it all. So Shanks offers him a bottle, the mountain bandit. And that mountain bandit coming into the bar is Higuma. And so he smashes it and he just wrecks the place. He floors Shanks, he just shatters it all. You know, then Shanks wanted to clean it up, then Luffy gets mad. By the way, while all this is happening, Luffy is eating a fruit. Just wanted to clear that. Of course, Higuma points out that he has an 8 million berry bounty in his head. Wrecks the place. Leaves. Luffy gets mad how Shanks didn't do nothing. He looks like a weakling. And of course, Shanks just laughs. They all laugh. He's like, he got you good, Captain. But they shake it off. And when Luffy grows up, Shanks tells Luffy he'll understand. Of course, as Shanks pulls Luffy's arm, his arm stretches, and Luffy eventually becomes a rubber kid. So, of course, Lucky Roo points to, like, Luffy ate the fruit from the chest from a dessert. Well, as a dessert. So, of course, Shanks tells him, that was a gum for you, idiot, you just ate it, you were not able to swim, now you're a rubber kid. However, now he's just walking, and now he went to a fish shop. And he shows him he's made of rubber now. Of course, the mayor doesn't like how he's, like, biting, like, people because he's made of rubber. And so, like, a couple of days pass since Shanks and them left. You know, Luffy still, Luffy returns to the bar. He's with Makino. He's talking how he thought that he didn't expect, like, Shanks and these guys were really, really strong, and they really weren't. So, he's really mad about that. And of course, the bandit comes back. Higuma comes back. He's back at the bar. And of course, a couple moments pass. Makino goes to the mayor and says it's the mountain bandits, and they have Luffy and they're beating him up. So Luffy is already beat up. Of course, the villagers are doing nothing because they're like, oh, dang it, Luffy, why did you have to start this? So Luffy gets at him for making fun of Shanks at the bar. Because secretly I feel like Luffy likes the Red Hair Pirates. Luffy fights him but fails many times. Luffy tries to hit Higuma with a stick, but that fails. He's just stubborn little brat. Is what Higuma calls Luffy. And of course the mayor finally gets there and pleads to let Luffy go. Of course the bandit only responds like, I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna hurt him. So no. And then Shanks arrives secretly. He says, no one arrived in harbor, and I wonder why. So now Shanks knows why. So Shanks and the bandit get into this altercation. You know, bandit points a gun at Shanks' head. Shanks says, you're putting your life on the line by pointing that at me. And he's like, huh? And then Lucky Roo just shoots the guy, just bam. One of the mountain bandits of Higuma's group is dead. So everybody's in amazing shock. Luffy, Makino, the mayor of the town, are all sitting there at the sighting of the scene. They're shocked. The Hater Pirates are there too, as well. Because the bandit escapes with Luffy by throwing a smoke bomb, and Shanks doesn't know where he is. And of course, Ben Beckman took care of the rest of the bandits as well, from the bandit group. Of course, Higuma takes Luffy to where no one can find him. They're at the sea. This is a memorable moment that's about to happen in One Piece. Ploop, Higuma drops Luffy into the sea, sends him out to die. A sea monster comes out, charging at Luffy. He's Higuma first, the sea monster, at the sea. Then he charges after Luffy. Shanks grabs him in time. Loses his arm in the process of it too. Blood flourishing out. Then Shanks gives the epic stares like get lost. And then the sea monster slowly goes away. And then Luffy, well, Shanks is holding Luffy in the sea. He's like, don't worry, tough guys don't cry. So from that day forward, a couple days more forward, Luffy gets the declaration that he'll be king of the pirates and he'll gain a better crew than Shanks will. He's gonna be king of the pirates. Then another memory scene happens. Luffy's like, I'm gonna be king of the pirates. You're gonna be better than us, huh? Well then, do me a favor and keep this hat safe for me. So Shanks gives Luffy the hat. Another memorable scene. And Ben McMahon tells Shanks at the harbor, this is a couple days from the incident of what happened in the ocean. It's like, and Ben McMahon's like, that kid acts like you when you were little. And so, the Red Hair Pirates officially leave the harbor. They went on a couple voyages. They came back a few times. And Luffy, with his misadventures, being Luffy, did so. So now it is 10 years later. So yes, we arrive 10 years later. Luffy, the villagers are witnessing Luffy going out to his adventure on his little dinghy. And the sea monster pops up again. So the sea monster pops up again. It's our local sea monster. Sorry I have to do this. So Luffy just stretches his arm back. Gum. Next page. Pistol and just BAM! Now, I mean, literally, Luffy punches the crap out of this guy. Or the monster. The sea monster, of course. Luffy punches the crap out of him. This is back then when a Gum pistol was strong. Yes, for a new school One Piece fan, this is when Gum pistol was strong. So back then, Gum pistol Gear 1 was epic. And Luffy's like, look out, world, the next pirate kings are coming. And then, some time passes, Luffy's still on his voyage, it's still at the same time period, like an hour passed. He's like, the weather's so nice, who would have thought this voyage would end in disaster so soon? And like that, Luffy's heading towards a whirlpool. Yep. Like, he said, oh, I can't be helped, I guess I'm gonna die, so with that all in mind, that is the end of Chapter 1. Let me give a recap. So, like, I know it's kind of going fast, but let me just give a recap so you all know what happened. 1. Shanks and Luffy get into the incident with Higuma, the mountain bandit. You know, Higuma embarrassed Shanks in front of his crew. Of course, Shanks not caring in the tavern, in Makino's tavern. And then the mountain bandit comes back after a few days when the Red-haired pirates were going on their voyage, but they were coming back to the village. So it was just Makino and Luffy just there. Higumi made fun of Shanks. Luffy didn't like it. Luffy attacked Higumi. Higumi took Luffy somewhere. And then the villagers had to witness Luffy getting beat up by him. So that wasn't fair. And then at that moment, Shanks arrived. Of course, the mountain bandit disappeared. And then he vanquished with the Luffy in like almost the middle of nowhere. Of course, Ben Beckman and Lucky Root taking care of the red-haired pirates, taking care of the mountain bandit group, led by him, Higumi, the mountain bandit. And then as the sea monster goes to eat Luffy, it's already Higumi. Shanks intercepts it, but loses his arm in the process. You know, Shanks holds him there for a while. Shanks finally leaves Fushia Village, gives his hat to Luffy, and then they're off, and then we have a time jump. 10 years later, Luffy's all grown up. He gum pistols the crap out of that sea monster, and then now he's heading towards a... And that is basically it. Let me know what you thought of this video. This is no joke. I'm really doing this. If you liked it, hit the like button. If you disliked it, hit the dislike button. And subscribe for more content like this, and hit that gray bell to be notified whenever a new video is out. I might make chapter 2 today, it just depends. I am signing